Hey everybody, this is Undead Viking, Lance Mikes here. I just got done playing a game of Eldritch Horror where Cthulhu decided to eat all of our brains, and we lost horribly, but we had a lot of fun. We actually decided to finish the game a little early. Cthulhu was rising and rise from the sea, and it was just a prolonged, it would have been prolonged, inescapable insanity death, so we decided to wrap the game up. Just a quick look at the board as it finished. We actually went through a lot of people lost. They were on their second, or even in some cases, I think maybe third investigators as we were being destroyed. We had a Duke track had advanced all the way to the end there. We actually had taken care of. We had like 6 gates at one point. I think we're down to 3 or 4 at this point. So, but it was just a bad deal all around. Everything seemed to come up poorly, and we had some pretty bad dice rolling as well, as far as the players that played. So I'm just going to go around and get an impression of the game from each person that played. David, thank you for joining me today. And what'd you think of the game?
I thought it was great. I like some of the surprises when you flip cards over and find out what happens. It's a little bit of a more variation than there is in Arkham Horror.
Okay, so you played Arkham Horror then?
Yeah.
What would you say in comparison to the two then?
It goes quicker.
Yeah.
It's not an all-day event like Arkham Horror can be.
We played this for about 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
About 2.5 hours. So it's still a longer game, but an Arkham Horror game with 6 people would probably be on like hour 5 or something. We'd be about the same point that we're at right now in this game. So there we go. And I believe this is your wife, right?
Yes. Absolutely. I'm Tanya, the librarian, so I appreciate all the mentions of books, of course.
Yes.
But I'm really frustrated because I thought I was rolling dice pretty well, but my dad would go and follow me and try to help me solve some mysteries, which really ended up kind of killing me almost. So, I mean, thanks, but no thanks.
All right, okay, this isn't actually her father, but Darren was kind enough to join us, and Darren had some very poor dice rolling today.
Yeah, I died a lot. I thought the globe-trotting aspect was pretty neat. I feel like it's different enough. I was concerned it was going to be too much like Arkham. And I don't know. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think you're right, though. They should have put more cards in the box.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. The characters seemed interesting. Yeah. I like the fact that there wasn't money.
Yeah, there's a lot of fiddliness is gone. So you played Arkham Horror 2 before?
I love Arkham Horror, still do.
If you had to play one of these, if you had to pick one, it depends on your mood or what?
It would depend on my mood, yeah. I think they're different games. I do like this. Arkham is probably in my top 5 games of all time.
Well, yeah, and Arkham's still probably my #1 game of all time, just because it got me in the hobby. But this one I probably want to play this more often than that, just because of the time of it. All right,
I can
cool.
see that.
All right, Jason.
We had a good time. I think early in the game, I think the game was more like 3.5 hours. I think that early in the game we had a lot of stories going on, and our characters started dying. It plays better with less people, I think. I think that less people moves quicker, or play less people with more characters, and be able to move around the board, be involved in the game. There was a lot of sitting around. We had a good time. We built up characters like the father who killed all the crewmen and then blew himself up and got beat to death, and then he ended up tripping over him and injuring his leg or something. The story came together, so it was fun.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the really great things is that the story kind of, you use your imagination, you build the story as you play, and that's where the fun begins. And so another person who did not have the best dice rolling.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's very group dependent. I can see it being a long, depressing slog if you didn't like the people you were playing with.
So you didn't have any fun today, then, is what you're trying to say.
But today, I like the story. It's a little random sometimes, but that can be a good thing depending on the mood.
And I think like the bottom line is that yeah, it did get a little long towards the end after we as you said, we kind of got towards the last like half hour, 45 minutes. But it's an enjoyable ride. And even though we lost, it was
it's a fun way to lose.
It's a fun way to lose.
Less depressing than losing in a pandemic.
Well, pandemic is horrible, so I don't blame you. But no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, that was Eldritch Horror. Thanks a lot for watching these. Definitely there's gonna be more, obviously. So until next time, thanks. Bye.